Good morning, trucking junkies. We're about to head out. It's about 7:15 or so. I had a better night's sleep last night than I had the day before. That's for sure. It's going to be an all-drive day. We're going to drive our butts to the house. So stick with me. Let's go. Back to Arkansas. Yay. Heck, it may be around, I may get home about noon. Dang. Be alright. Not a bad thing at all. Someone in my comments section asked me why I didn't stay at home the other night and why I went ahead and drove, some more on to Oklahoma. And I left a comment, but I want to talk about it. There's a couple of reasons. Okay, we're forced dispatch, so we don't know what our next pickup is going to be and where we're going to go. Okay, normally. That early, I should say. Now, we may get a pre-plan, halfway through our trip or coming toward the end of our trip, or when we get somewhere, they may send us a pre-plan for that. But normally, we don't know where our next pickups is going to be. Okay? So, I wanted to be able to be there in a reasonable amount of time yesterday morning. That way I can get a load, I can get a load a little earlier and continue to drive all day yesterday. So, it's actually, by me doing that, it's afforded me to come home and spend more time at home today than what I would have actually had if I'd have just stayed at the house. Which was a good thing. It wasn't a plan like that, but it was kind of a hope like that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of an educated guess. The second thing, and the most important thing, is that it keeps my miles per day up. I would have finished the day right around 300 miles on Tuesday, and they want us to get at least 420 miles a day. That's our goal. And by going ahead and leaving and staying the night, closer to my drop-off, it allowed me to get closer to that 500 miles that I like to get per day, right? So it's, and that all counts towards your bonus money. So if you don't average those 420 miles a day, it cuts down on that on those bonus points and potentially your bonus money for the next quarter. And I don't want to do that either, yes, I like my home time, and it was great being able to see my wife for about an hour, hour and a half. But in the long run, it would have cost me a lot more money if I'd have stayed at home, because I wouldn't have hit my goal. Like today, because I'm going home, I'll have a little over 300 miles on my clock when I stop. What's going on here? We got 3 cop cars pulled over an SUV, and they are searching his butt, boy. Man, they got everything out of his car. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna have a little over 300 today, and that, those two, I don't mind today because I drove so much the day before and then yesterday. All right. And then tomorrow I'll have about the same amount, about 300. Now, that does not cut off when you're sitting still at the house at home. They do it on a 3-month average, and even when you're sitting at home, that day's counting. They don't cut it off for the days you don't drive. So it's imperative that you try to get that 500 miles a day so that you're hitting your goal when it all averages out. But anyway, that's why. So let's go. So my day has gotten much, much busier. So my wife and I, when I get to BB, I'll meet my wife. We're gonna go down and get our eyeglasses. They've come in, so we're gonna go get fitted for those. And then I got that set up with the wife, and then my fleet manager calls and said, hey, since you're going to be around this area and you don't have to deliver till tomorrow, we need you to go down and get your yearly physical. And I have to do it every year because I'm on a CPAP. If I wasn't on the CPAP, then I can do it every 3 years, I think it is, or every other year, or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, gotta go get my physical. So yeah, my day's gotten much, much busier. On another note, I may have the BMW sold this weekend. I've got somebody interested in it. If they don't come through, then my brother needs a car, and I will probably sell it to him. The other guy doesn't come through. So either way, it may be leaving my house this weekend. We'll see. It just makes me sad to see it sitting there and not being used. I'm not some people hold on to vehicles, and it's a possession thing for them, but for me it is not. If it's not being used, then it's not useful to me. Then it needs to go away. Don't get me wrong, I like the car. I love to drive that car, and it drives so well. Really well. But I mean, it's just sitting there going to waste, costing me insurance money every month, not being used. So it'll go away, and I'll either be without a vehicle for a while at the house. Well, not without a vehicle. My wife's got her Honda Pilot, and that's what we use most of the time. Or maybe I'll get a motorcycle. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, it'll move on to somebody else. Speaking of moving on, let's go. So we just unhooked and we're headed to the house. The wife came and picked me up when I got parked, and we went down and got our glasses. Man, they're so much nicer. I can see, and there's no scratches, and hot dog. And went down and got my physical, my DOT physical. Everything checks out, except for that kidney stone I've still got. So I should be getting that paperwork at some point. They send it to you in a text now, apparently. Or at least a link to the paperwork. So, whoa, we're going to get stopped. That's going to be it for today. We'll be back tomorrow morning. I'm going to head to Memphis in the morning. I'm going to spend the night in my bed tonight. That's for sure. But you guys be back tomorrow, and I appreciate you being here. We'll talk to you later. Bye.